he's an actor. So, but he's going to speak on health and wellness, but he can also speak on other things if you guys have questions. So he's a man with different capacities that can speak on a multiple of things. So I know some of you guys are doing to be actors, but he's an athlete, and he probably does some more things that I'm not even familiar with. So pay attention, enjoy.
How you doing? Thanks for the introduction. Again, I'm Jarrell Pippins. I used to play for the San Diego Chargers as well as the Chicago Bears. I'm a University of Nebraska alum, if anyone is a fan of college football. Born and raised in West Philly. Went to Nebraska on a track scholarship and then walked on the football team as the person who spoke before me. I'm sorry, what's your name again?
Billionaire PA.
Billionaire PA spoke very specifically. I wanted to play football. Went on a track scholarship to use my track scholarship to walk on the football team. I earned a football scholarship because, like he said, I was very specific. Played about 2-3 years in the league, went to Canada, played a little arena ball, and that's a whole nother testimony because professional football is very cutthroat. Got out of it, had to figure out what to do. We were in a recession, there were no jobs, people were getting fired left and right, so one of my old training coaches called me and said, man, why don't you train athletes? And that's pretty much how I got into training. Then I got into broadcasting, which led to acting and producing. Pretty much that's what I do for the most part, but I still love training people, so I do that to supplement my income. Now, as far as health and wellness and things of that nature, in the inner city, as I was talking about in the back, we talk about violence, mass incarceration, things of that nature. In the inner city, just as well as the guns, we're losing people to hypertension, high blood pressure, diabetes, gout before they're even 40 years old. A lot of us are spending so much time trying to make a living, we're not taking the time to really live. We're not taking time to really have proper nutrition. A lot of times that targeted group, I guess you will say, with mass incarceration is young black men, if you read the statistics. But many times the targeted group as far as lack of nutrition are also young black men and women because we're not exposed to the farmers markets. We're not exposed to organic foods. We're not exposed to things of that nature. So for you guys, I believe the foundation of that is when people say I have to work so much just to make a living, I don't have time to work out. I don't have time to do this, that, and the third. Back to what we talked about before with, earlier is that what is your why? What do you want to do with your life? I'm saying that because of this. Most people I went to high school with, you ask them what is their why, they don't know. They say, I just want to get money. If you're a male, I just want to get girls. And then you end up working a job. Then you're just trying to get money. You end up working 10 hours a day, commuting back and forth to work. You're not taking time to work out. You're not taking time for nutrition because you never figured out what is your why. When you know what you want to do, then you're more motivated to take care of yourself. When you're living in your purpose, you're more motivated to work out and to get out and do things. Most people have to go to work, have to come home, and they don't have time to work out because they don't know their why. So when you're getting money, which is very important, you also have to remember that a lot of us, like I said, with the diabetes, with the hypertension, with the high blood pressure, we're losing people every day because of that, because people aren't really figuring out, what do I want to do? Why do I want to do it? What is my passion? Then another thing at your age, which you guys really need to figure out, is time management. Like I was talking in the back, I plan every hour of my day to get the most out of my day, because like you said, I produce, I act, and I supplement my income by training people. So for instance, let's get some participation here. What's your name?
Wayne.
What?
Wayne.
Wayne, how you doing? My name is Jarrell. Do you plan out your day?
No.
Okay, well let's talk.
Like steps, like
Steps to your day. Yeah.
Sometimes.
Sometimes. Well, I'm not picking it, I'm just saying this for an example.
Yeah.
What time do you wake up?
On a regular day?
Yeah.
Probably around like 11 or
11
12.
to 12. What do you do at 1 p.m.?
Go get buckets.
Go get buckets for what?
Basketball.
Basketball. Okay. I didn't know what he said buckets for. Okay. What do you? Yeah, I didn't. What do you do at 2 p.m.?
Probably still getting buckets.
Still getting buckets. Okay, get those
I
buckets.
don't leave from playing ball probably till like 6.
Right. What time do you eat?
As soon as I'm done taking a shower and then come home.
Do you know a specific time?
Probably around like 8:30.
8:30. What time do you go to bed?
You know, 8:30, 10.
And what time do you wake up the next morning?
Early because I go to church.
Okay. not picking on anyone. I'm just going around the room for example. What's your name again?
Ali,
Ali. What's your schedule like, Ali? What time do you wake up?
on the weekend or school day?
Let's say school day Monday.
7,
7. What time are you in school?
8:30,
8:30. What time you get out of school?
3,
3. What do you do after school?
go play basketball.
Go play basketball. What time you come in for dinner?
4, 5,
4 or 5. What time do you usually go to bed?
9, 10.
9, 10. Okay. I see we got some athletes in the house, and we have an athlete where you're not aspiring, you're going to be, as we said earlier. I was a student athlete. 17-hour days. I learned through trial and error through being a student athlete. What they do, especially when you go D1, they plan your day for you. We're up at 5 a.m. in the gym by 5:30 a.m. Out the gym by 6:30 a.m. I'm with a tutor at 7 a.m. I leave the tutor, I go to breakfast at maybe 8 a.m. I'm in class by 9:30 a.m. I spend about 3 hours going to class, and I come back and we have more conditioning in the afternoon, so we're in there about 2:30 p.m. We're out of there about 4 p.m. After that, we hit dinner about 5 p.m. because we had to shower. After we shower, we hit study hall till about 7:30, 8 p.m. And then maybe you have some extra homework, you do that till about 9 p.m. You're in bed by 11 p.m. You're back up again at 4:30, 5 o'clock. That was for 5 years. What I'm trying to say is they taught me how to specifically plan my day. And many of us in our communities, we don't get the most out of every day because we're not planning. You see what I'm saying? If you fail to plan, you plan to fail. What is your plan? For instance, you shooting buckets. For nutrition and even to the adults, you have to plan every hour of your day. Because you're shooting buckets, because you're playing basketball, because you may have recitals, because you may want to go to acting class. I go to acting class too, okay? Right now I'm in class on Thursdays from 12 to 3. I'm up at 6. I'm in the gym by 7. I got to be out the gym by 9. I'm eating breakfast from about 9 to 10. From about 10 to 10:30, I like to do a Bible devotional. From 10:30 to 11, I make sure I get ready, I get down in time, because I don't want to be there at 12, I want to be there at 11:45. You see how every hour of the day is maximized? At a young age, especially your age, figuring out your why and what do I want to do, start maximizing your day now. Don't let anyone give you a schedule that you're not going to give yourself. And I'm saying that because as you're an adult, a lot of adults that I've talked to, I have a friend of mine who did some cinematography for me who has diabetes. With the diabetes, it inhibits him from doing certain things. But when I'm trying to relate to him and what he's trying to relate to people now that he has this is that as an adult, even though I'm saying from an athlete's perspective, as you get older, you have to work a job. Most adults, you're on work, let's say 9 a.m. to 5 p.m.
Unless you got 2 jobs.
Unless you have 2 jobs, exactly. So with the 2 jobs, you have to, and I did, when I first got out here, I was grinding too. I worked overnights as a residential counselor at a group home. And I was training people and going to auditions because I had to supplement my income, so I know the situation. However, even with that, because I wanted my goal so bad, I knew my why, had to be to work at 10 p.m. I would get off of work at 8 a.m. I worked the overnight shift. Get about 3 hours of sleep. I knew I had to be at the gym by maybe 12. Get out the gym by 1. Take another nap. Go train a client that I knew I had to be back in my bed by a certain time to get to work. You see what I'm saying? I allocated my time. And then people say, well, I don't know what to eat, which I fully agree with you, is expensive. But just like I said in the back, if you say, hey, I don't know how to do a proper push-up, for your generation, that's not a good excuse. If you go to Google right now, YouTube right now, and type in push-up, what does it show you? What can you do in your living room or bedroom in front of the laptop or the phone? Proper push-up. People say, I don't know what to eat. Now, like as a trainer, you know you want to answer people's questions, you want to educate them. You can go to Google right now and type in good carbs, bad carbs. You can go to Google right now, and I know in the inner city it's hard. I'm from West Philly. Trader Joe's not right up the street. The supermarket is not right up the street. You can go in and type in organic supermarkets and type in your zip code. You might find something in a 1 mile radius, 2 mile radius, 5 mile radius in which you can plan. Sundays, I know a lot of us, we have church, we have things to do. Sunday is kind of a day where you either, if you don't have to work, you kind of decompress. You can plan out your week, especially on Sundays. You can meal plan on Sundays. To get the most out of your day, to get the most out of your life, out of your career, planning is very important. At your age, you have to figure out your why. Like, what did you, I walked in right as you were saying what did you want to be? What is your why?
What?
Mm-hmm.
Come on, drink.
Yeah, what is your dream?
To build up the organization, basically, like, after being here for years and years, and then basically, not like taking over, but like, put in something that I could, like, put up, like, help out more, and then do more, like, things for the program and everything.
Right, okay. So you want to be maybe alongside, let's say, a program director, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, so either you may go to college and do that, or you may do some internships, okay? If you have a goal, like my goal was to play in the NFL, I was cuckoo about it. Now my goal is to be a full-time actor and producer. You have to say to yourself, okay, this is what time I'm going to wake up, 6 a.m. I'm going to eat a breakfast at 6:30. I'm going to get out the door at 7 a.m. I'm going to go to this class or this internship to learn how to be a program director from, let's say, 8 to 4 to 5. I'm going to pack a lunch, a healthy lunch, in the middle of the day because I know if I'm interning, I'm going to be ripping and running. I usually leave there by 6 p.m. You see how intense I am? That's how you have to be about your schedule, about your goal, you're shooting your buckets, about your nutrition. Because let me tell you something. If you have a goal to be a successful actor, am I correct? Now acting is almost like a sport. Michael B. Jordan. Do you know who that is? Okay. You saw Creed, right? He's sponsored by, do you know who he's sponsored by? You gotta know this stuff. Nike. He's on a training regimen. Dwayne Johnson, The Rock. Know that guy?
Yeah.
Okay. But he had a goal in mind. I think he went through some things too, wrestling and everything. I follow him. He motivates me too. A lot of times I think, you know what time he wakes up in the morning? 4:30. He works at a